Hello there, my name is Pat Armitstead and I live in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. Those of you who know me will know that over the last 20 years I've pretty much showed up every day as what I call a humorist. But today I'm sharing a story that's not funny. Many of you will have appreciated the devastation of the bushfires that are raging and storming across Australia. On the 15th of January this year, I picked up the Sydney Morning Herald, and a photo in there actually broke my heart. It was a photo of a man by the name of Farron Turlich, and he was sitting on a chair in front of his fire-ravaged property. And I saw in his posture the despair and the devastation that was just oozing out of his whole countenance. I knew in that moment I need to speak to you. And so I went on to search. It took an hour or so, but Google's pretty wonderful. And I found his name again and phone number in a dairy listing. So I rang Farron, introduced myself, and said that I would like to be support, and the way that I could do that would be to call every day and just check in and see how he's going. So I've been doing that for 16 days now. Our calls are on average 15 to 20 minutes long. It's not a counselling session, it's a conversation. I'm checking in, seeing how he is emotionally, how he's managing his emotions, giving referrals and suggestions where it seems it might be useful. But that's not the point of the call. The point of the call is to be having the conversation and to be having that enduring conversation in a space where he's looking out at a world that's not changing. He gets up every morning and there it is again. It hasn't gone away. As we've tracked through these conversations, I've really realised I'm not here to fix him. I may, in the next weeks and months, be able to go down there and do a grieving program, but that's not why I'm here in this conversation now. I'm here to be present to him on a daily basis, to really see how he is. As we've tracked through, some of the virtues that I've shared with him include hope was the first one. Hope is looking to the future with trust and faith. It is optimism in the face of adversity. Without hope, we lose our will to live fully. Hope gives us the courage to move forward. It can be elusive when we have suffered often, yet it is the light that can redeem our dreams. With hope, we know we are not alone. There is always help when we are willing to ask. There are gifts to be gleaned from all that happens. With hope, we find the confidence to try and try again. As the days passed, I realised I can be, even just in this daily conversation, be contributing to his developing resilience. So what's resilience? Resilience is a strength of spirit to recover from adversity. When we experience disappointment, loss, or tragedy such as this one, we do find the hope and courage to move on as we build resilience. Humour can sometimes lighten the load when it seems too heavy. Now it's interesting, most of our conversations up until the other day have been quite serious. But I noticed his persistent cough as a result of living in a smoke-filled air for weeks and weeks, and suggested it might be a good idea to see his doctor, get his blood pressure checked, get his lungs checked, and just see how he's doing. And he was pretty reluctant. And I made a joke and said, well, look, I'm going to put my nurse's cap on now, and went off on a little nursey thing. And in that moment, we both laughed our heads off. So in the face of insurmountable odds, we found that moment of connection and could find that little piece of humour. So why do I share that? Because sometimes we're afraid to find that good-spirited, good-humoured moment and have it to lead it, and look at the breakthrough that it creates. As we've progressed, some days he has rung me, and I've always offered, if you need me at any point in time, please do. So I'm really seeing I have felt an incredible amount of empathy, but we've now got a bit of shared empathy. So what's empathy? It's the ability to put ourselves in another's place and to understand their experience. Now, I haven't lived through a bushfire, but I have lived through 3 incredible floods that came up to the windowsills, and I've had a raft of other adversities happen throughout my life. When we're deeply present to what the thoughts and feelings of others are, and we've got that real compassionate accuracy, then we can really connect. And we're connecting with our common humanity. And I want to reiterate again, it just takes a conversation. You talk, I listen. Healing happens. Let me continue. We can't change everything that's going on in the world. We can't change the devastation of the fires, which are still burning and creating more devastation. But we can change that piece of the world that is within our reach. And how do we do that? We do it in conversation. So the point of my message today is this. If all of you who listen to this get the message about one conversation a day, seek out and find someone else who's moving through this turmoil. They're not hard to find. There's a plethora of stuff online. And make that connection and make that commitment that no matter what happens, you'll ring every day. I really got, as I made that commitment to Farron, how significant it would have been in times of turmoil in my own life if I had had someone do that for me. So let me close with this. You talk, I listen, healing happens. I'm yours in goodwill.